welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you my best tips for breastfeeding in public. A few months ago, I posted a video on breastfeeding and it has been so highly viewed. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it. But the biggest thing to come out of that video in the comments was requests for breastfeeding in public tips and also what I would wear when I'm breastfeeding. So I'm going to cover some of that today. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. I post 3 videos a week on parenting, lifestyle, hacks and things like that. So I would love to have you. And just a really quick disclaimer, whether you choose to bottle feed or breastfeed, who cares? It really doesn't matter, but if you choose to and your body allows you to, I hope you like these tips. My first tip is to know your rights, and I'm going to help you do that right now by letting you know that it is completely legal for you to breastfeed in any public place. And it is actually illegal for anyone to discriminate against a breastfeeding mother who is breastfeeding a child, and it doesn't matter what age that child is. So it is illegal for anyone in the public or anyone who's running a business to discriminate against you or ask you to leave their premises if you are breastfeeding. So I just take comfort in knowing that it is actually illegal. So if anyone did ever approach you, you have that you can say that. And in Scotland, they actually take it one step further. They've made it a criminal offence to discriminate against a breastfeeding mother in Scotland, so you can actually prosecute there as well. My next tip is to plan ahead, and I know this can be quite difficult in the early days when you have a newborn who feeds like every hour, but if you are going out, you can kind of map out what you're going to do. So what I like to do is feed my baby right before we go out, then go straight to shopping or doing whatever I have to do, and then plan to have a coffee so that I can have a coffee break and also feed my baby. It's also great to get to know really breastfeeding friendly places. IKEA is amazing, Mothercare again is amazing. They have specific breastfeeding areas and places like that, but wherever you live, it's great to get to know places just by asking other breastfeeding mothers where they would recommend. The library where I live as well is another fantastic place where you can go and you can sit in a corner and you can breastfeed your baby quite happily. It's also good to start out in very breastfeeding friendly places. I think when you first go out, you know, plan to go to a playgroup where there'll be lots of other breastfeeding mothers as well, so you won't feel out of place. And another tip is to never feed your baby in a toilet, and I'm actually guilty of doing this with my first son when I was very nervous and unsure about what I was doing, but it's not hygienic. You wouldn't eat your lunch in a toilet, so you shouldn't do it with your baby. But one hack that I have done, if I do want some privacy and if I am a bit nervous, is to go into any clothing store, pick up something off the rack, say you'd like to try it on. You don't even have to say that you're actually going to feed your baby, and just go into a changing room and feed your baby in peace. Next up, let's talk about clothing, and you can get some great clothes for nursing from places like ASOS, H&M, Mothercare. You can get some really clever clothes, but sometimes they can be quite expensive, and sometimes normal clothes work just as well. One trick that I do all the time is to wear 2 tops. You can wear a vest under a baggy top, and it is a great cover-up because then you just have to pull the vest down, pull the baggy top up, and your baby is completely covered. I also get asked a lot on this channel how I manage to wear dresses all the time, but all I do is wear leggings and a vest under a dress, and then I just literally pull the whole dress up or pull it down. You can get some really cool and clever baby cover-ups, which are great in the early days, but then I find bring more attention to you than not when your baby starts moving around under them. What I like to do is to just stick a muslin over my shoulder, tuck it into my bra strap, and that gives me enough grace to feed my baby. Another tip is to wear a scarf, because you can kind of maneuver it and cover up any skin that's showing, but really your baby's head covers up most of your boob anyway, and sometimes the more you faff, the more attention you bring to yourself. My next tip is to smile and be confident, and this is easier said than done when you are a brand new mother. I know it took me a while to get the hang of it, because sometimes people will stare and sometimes you'll catch them staring. But I find it is much better for you to just flash them a genuine smile of you know, I'm feeding my baby. You don't have to look away, you don't have to be ashamed. You should be proud. And once I actually smiled at a woman that was staring at me, and she actually went like this. Another tip is to feed with friends. I feel more comfortable when I'm like in a pack of people or I'm with someone. Sometimes I feel a little bit isolated on my own, but that is not to say that I don't feed in public on my own. I absolutely do. But sometimes I feel a bit better if I'm looking at my phone or I'm reading a book. But if I'm ever really stuck and I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable, I just look at my baby, because as soon as I look at him feeding, I just remember what I'm doing it for and I instantly feel calm. My last tip is to be respectful. I really don't think people mind if you're making a small attempt to cover up a tiny bit. Just slinging a blanket over your shoulder or anything like that just shows people that all you really want to do is get on and feed your baby. I'm not the type of person who would sit half naked in Costa and feed my baby, so I'm kind of somewhere in between. So as long as you're being respectful, people really don't seem to mind. Yeah, so breastfeeding can be quite nerve-wracking in the early days, but once you get the hang of it, it's so freeing being able to go out anywhere with your baby in tow. And yes, there are still a minority of people that may look at you or frown at you, but that is exactly what they are. They are the minority. Most people out there are parents, and they understand that you just want to get on and feed your baby. So just own it, be confident. The other day I got stuck on a very busy train and I had to feed my baby, and it was quite difficult. There were people quite close to me, but I managed to do it and no one gave me evils. Everyone just understood that it was probably better for me to just feed my baby than have a screaming baby on the train the whole way home. So just get on, do what's best for you. You're doing an amazing job, and I could basically talk about this subject all day long and how passionate I am about normalizing breastfeeding, but I won't go into all of that. I will leave it there for today. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something from it. Leave any more tips in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next one.